Good morning. Hi, you guys. I'm Sunshine. Hi, welcome, cubies and nibbies. I am the creator of the ABCube method. This is Formula A right here, 4 moves. Formula B right there, 8 moves. That's all you need to solve every complexity Rubik's Cube, every complexity Minx. The difference between a Minx and a Rubik's Cube as far as this method goes is that the cube can have a parity because you can have a center layer that is a center row that is 1/4 turn off from solved. You cannot have that on the 5x5 because 1/4 one way is 1 turn one way is 4 turns the other way, so no matter what you're doing, you're always going to have an even number. Whereas here, 1 off is 3 off the other direction, so it's always, so you can have odd. Here you can't have odd. So there's no order of operations for the cube. You can do it whatever order you want. I do corners, then edges, then centers, because if you do get a parity, you can correct the parity at the edge layer without having to worry by just a single quarter turn, whereas if you've already done the centers before you get to that point, you have to, you can't just single quarter turn it. You have to, if you single quarter turn it, you have to redo the edge, the centers, and if you, otherwise you have to have the parity that you memorized. And I know parities can be fun, but they're a lie. You don't have to play with them if you don't want to. Now, speaking of parities, yesterday I was playing with parities on the Minx, which I just said you can't have parities on the Minx, but I had a email comment about how do I fix this parity on the Minx. So I was trying. It was a 4x4, so I was trying to recreate it. Whatever the parity was on my Minx. Tried all kinds of fun things before I realized that they sent me pictures, and what it was is that on the 4x4 you ignore the star because there is none, but so they had like 2 adjacent here that were supposed to be here and 2 adjacent here that were supposed to be here, and so they were calling that a parity because they were treating this as one piece and this is one piece. So if you only have 2 pieces that need to switch, it's a parity. But again, the parity is always resolved by a single quarter turn. So I kept trying to figure out. So he said that I had helped him, but I was fast, and so he's going to have to slow the video down. So I'm going to create the image, the situation again. I'm going to go slower today, and then we can jump into whatever questions or comments you have. If you've just joined me, I'm Sunshine. This is the ABCube method, and I'm going to start today by creating a pseudo parity, a fake parity on this Minx. You can do the same thing on the cube, but on the Minx you can't have a real parity, so it's easier to see that it's actually wrong. So I'm going to work with gray as my top layer, and Formula A and Formula A is already gone. Formula A is only used to bring a piece to the top and to twist a corner around. Everything else is Formula B. So in order to get the parity, parities are more likely to show up if you've been doing a reductionist kind of thing where 2 pieces look like, belong together, but they're not in the right place where they're supposed to be, but you treat them like one piece anyway to keep them together. That's more likely to, slightly more likely to cause a parity than not doing the reductionist method. So all you got to do when you let me just do it. Okay, so let's say these orange pieces right here, gray's going to be on top, but these orange pieces are going to be over here where the green ones, and these ones are going to be over here where the orange ones. So let me do that. So in order to do that, if you're working on the last layer and something is not in the right place, then all you got to do is throw that gray piece out to the side, to this layer, and then you can place it correctly. So I'm going to displace this piece by putting a piece into it. So I'm going to displace this piece, Formula B. These 3 are the 3 pieces that are going to move. So top row, first column, second column, first column. This is the piece that's going to move into here. So from this piece, the first column is where it's going to land, the second column is where it is. So top row, first column, second column, start by moving away from the action. So we go away, first up, back, second up, away, down, in, down. Okay, now the stars are just not going to be affected at all. So by putting this piece here, I found a gray piece in this row, and we're going to move it to the side. So to place it correctly, I'd put it back here, but I want to place this incorrectly to show. So I'm going to place this orange on the green side. So this piece is now the one that's going in here, away from the action, up, in, second up, away, down, in, second down. Okay, and then we look for the other gray piece, this green. Okay, again, to place it correctly, I would just line up the corners to match the front and put it into that spot, but we're going to place it incorrectly into this spot, because we're creating the false parity. So away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down, and so there it is. This piece is here, and this piece is, let me show you. Okay, anytime there are two pieces and only two pieces that are in each other's spot, that it would be a parity. But so this, if these were correct, this would be a parity. But if these were correct, well, actually, let me show you. Okay, so let's pretend that these are correct. I'm going to fix this side now, and I'm going to pretend those are correct. And in fixing this side, it'll show me another parity, because you can't have one parity. If you can only have two, and if you have two, you have 0. Okay, so pretending that the gray is all correct, I'm now going to start working on the sides. This one is correct, and the other ones are not, so I'm going to be moving these sides around with formula B. So this one needs a blue and a yellow, so that's blue and yellow, so that's just one step. Over here, this one needs an orange and green, and that's several moves away. So I'm going to go in this direction because this one wants to come here. So I'm going to displace this one into my solid gray side so that this piece comes here. So slide up, slide down, slide down. And again, I'm pretending that my gray, the rest of my gray is correct, so that I can show you, I can create the parity. So the next move, this yellow and pink, needs to go here. So I'm going to move it forward. These three are moving. I'm using this not gray spot as my buffer. So slide up, slide down, slide down. Okay, so now this one's correct, this one's correct, this one's correct. And of these ones, okay, so where this is these two need to switch, and these two need to switch. And so if these were correct, this would be a parity. If these were correct, this would be a parity. But because there's all of them, then you can pick any three. If there's 4 or more, you can just pick 3 to work with, and it'll get solved. So let's finish what this parity had looked like, though. And in order to do that, I need to go in the other direction. So I'm going to where did my sticker go? Here it is. So I'm going to sorry, working on gray, forgot what I was doing. Okay, I'm going to displace this one so that I can put it here and then put it into this one, and then I'll put this one into this one. So let's do that. Since these are wrong, I'm going to use them to move, just because it's convenient. So I'm going to use these two to move this piece up to the middle, out, up, in, up, out, down, in, down. Just a formula B, and it's at the top. That moved this gray piece to this layer so I can work on it, and the orange one wants to go here, so I'm going to put it here. Up, down, down. Okay, and so these two are how he had it. Here's a green. Okay, so this one is going to go here, and that's going to mess up this layer, and that's okay, because we always know we're messing up the second layer when we're working with the last face. Okay, so now looking just at the last face, ignoring this layer, these two want to be here, these two want to be here. So if you treat them as one, this one wants to be here, this one wants to be here, and that indeed would be a parity. So so but now let's solve the second layer, which is always done after the gray is correct, and we're pretending this is correct. So this one's correct, this one's correct. These three are not, so this one wants to move here. So moving this one to here, I will use this, I will displace this gray in order to make that work. Okay, so these three are going to move. This one's going to go here, start by out, up, in, up, out, down, in, down. Okay, so this one's correct, this one's correct, this one's correct, this one's not, and this is the one that wants to go here. So I'm finding my buffer piece here, and I'm going to move these up, up, down, down. It's so much easier when I understand the assignment, right, folks? Okay, so now the second layer is done, and this is, so I have created the question that this person had originally had. What do you do when these ones want to go here and these ones want to go here? Well, if you treat them as one piece, you can't do it. You have to break them apart, which makes sense because this piece cannot ever be in this position based on on what the piece looks like. But this piece can go here, and this piece can go here. So this is actually one parity because this piece will never be in this spot because of the shape of the piece. So these two are the one parity, and these two are the second parity. It's not this is a parity and this is a parity. It's this is the parity and this is the parity. So 2 parities equals 0 parities because of cube math. So again, I have to break them apart. So I'm going to throw a random piece into this spot so that it moves to the middle, moves to the side, and I can work on it. So slide up, slide down, okay? And so now at this point in time, we're working on the gray face. We're ignoring this layer. We're using this layer at random, could be whatever, to move it in order to, we only care about the gray face right now. So here's a green, here's a gray, corners match the front, so I'm going to move this into here. Top row, first column, second column, start by moving away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down, okay, and that moved a gray piece to the side where I can, to the side here where I can work on it. Gray on active color on top, bring the corners to match the front, and top row, first column's where it's going to land, second column's where it begins. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down, okay. And then that gives me another, okay, that does not give me another gray that I can work on. So setting the top, so these two fix themselves, okay. I could work on this layer now, but I'm going to have to do it twice if I do, so instead I'm just going to go right into working on fixing this parity, this pseudo parity. So I'm going to place something into this spot to move it out where I can work, where I can place it again. So away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down, set the top, okay, and that gives me this one. Then I just raise on top, bring the corners to match the front, and place it, away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down, okay, set the top. Another gray that I get to place, corners match the front, going in this direction. So top row, first column, second column, start by moving away, up, up, down, down, and set the top. Okay, so now my gray is now happy, and in solving this, the first row down, there's no parity here because you can't have just one parity. So this one's correct. This one wants to go here, so I'll do that. Okay, so I'm going to move this one. Now now I'm going to have one buffer here. I'm going to have a buffer here on the gray side. So this one is going to go over here, up, up, down, down, and that moved this piece into place. Whoops. Did not mean to do that because that left me that I did not mean to. I wanted my solved pieces together, so that was a mistake on my part. That was ineffectual on my part. So, but what I want. Okay, let's start this. Do this again so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, this one's correct. This one's not. This one's not. This one's correct. This one's not. So I need to work. I need to go correct as it goes along. So what I want to do is, I didn't want to mess up this one, so just kidding. All right, so this one is right here, so this one's going to move here, and this one's going to stay solved. All right, so then these two will be solved. So I'm going to bring this one forward. Formula B, away up, in second up, away first down, in second down. Set the top, and so this is correct, and now we work on this one. Okay, this one wants to be this one, so I'm going to go ahead and move this up to the middle here and then forward. So up, down, down. Okay, set the top. All right, then I want to bring it forward here so that this one's here. Up, down, down. Okay, so now this one's correct, this one's correct, this one's correct. These two are not, and this one wants to go in this direction, but I can't do it this way because it's not the right. But it's in a different layer, so I have to go this direction. Okay, so these three are going to move, and so this one's going to come forward, but then I'm going to have to move it again because this is the one that wants to be here. So it's going to go here and then here as we move these three. So up, down, down, and again, and then this is the last three, and they will place themselves. So there's, like I said, you can always move three, but you can't move two. So up, down, down. All right. So hopefully that cleared up the confusion. I was confused by the question, but once I understand the assignment, it's easy. So yes, you can do everything that you can't get a position here on the Minx that cannot be solved with formula A or formula B. So and a false parity is solved by formula B, breaking it apart, in pieces apart, and letting them find their own way back together again instead of trying to keep them together. So there's that. If you're just joining me, I'm Sunshine. Thanks for joining me. I am the creator of the ABCube method. Formula A and B. A is 4 moves, brings a piece to the top, and twists the corner around. B is 8 moves, moves 3 pieces around, and that's all you need to do to solve every complexity cube or Minx. The difference between them is that the cube can get a parity, and if you do have a parity, like so, where this piece wants to be here and this piece wants to be here, the parity can be solved by the slice that touches the parity is a quarter turn off internally, and you can't tell that because these pieces are movable and they can be correct in different spots. So you can't tell that this slice is off unless you get a parity, and if you get a parity, then the way to fix it is on this slice there's 2 that are wrong and 2 that are right. All you need to do is rotate this slice 1/4 turn in either direction, and now 1 of them is correct and 3 of them are incorrect. Ignore the centers while you're working on the edges, and you know how to move 3 edges around. You probably have an algorithm that does that, but if you don't, you can do it with formula B. Just put this piece into here, and then that moves this one here, and then put that piece, just place them, follow the dominoes, and the parity is a lie. We don't have to agree with it. This one cannot have a parity, but it does have an order of operations if you have the star on it. If you have a 2x2 like so, or a 4x4 like we were demonstrating, then you don't have the star pieces, and your second column up is never going to be the center. So you don't have to worry about the order of operations, because if one of your two columns is the center column, it's going to have ancillary movements on the non-star pieces. So if it is an odd number, if you have the star itself, then you have to do the star parts before you do the non-star parts, because the star parts will move the non-star parts. So if you do them first, you're going to have to double do them. So parity can be parity here, solved by single quarter turn. No parity here. If it looks like two parities, it's because you're trying to keep them together because they look like they're friends. You got to break them apart and let them find their own way back to each other. And so that's it. Do I have any questions, or anybody that wants to talk to me? Teaching the cube is my absolute funnest thing to do in the entire world. I've been teaching the cube since early 80s when it first came out. Not with my method, but with the method of the book that I bought at the corner 7-Eleven. When the cubes got more complex, I had to actually learn what I was doing instead of just following other people's patterns. And so once you learn what you're doing, then you can just apply the A and B, two simple things. You just find the piece that's wrong, throw it in the direction it wants to be, you get there. So that's me. I'm Sunshine. Thank you for joining me. And I am set up to be able to teach in real time over the internet, because I have the ability. I have a Zoom classroom, and I have the ability to capture my Zoom, to Twitch capture my Zoom classroom, so I can be teaching in real time up to 4 people at a time, regardless of which cube they have or what stages they're in, because everything is done with A or B. So you just line up A or B, and then you pause everybody till everyone is ready for that movement, and then you show that movement, and it works. So if you have any non-cuber friends who want to learn the cube, bring them here. We'll play, we'll have fun. It'll be great if you wanna. If you also wanna, or if you wanna help me demonstrate with your cube how this works on every cube, if you've got a 2x2 or a 10x10 or whatever that you want to see if it works on. I don't currently have a minx, a pyramid. Sorry, I don't currently have a pyramid, so I have not tried to see how A and B works on the pyramids. But if you have a pyramid, then maybe we can try that. So I'm set up to do that generally on Friday evenings and Saturday mornings. I'm here every weekday morning at 9 a.m. my time, Mountain Time. And if anybody wants to play with me, you are welcome to join me on Zoom as well. Because as much as I love to monologue, chatting is more fun. As much as I love to demonstrate, teaching is way more fun. So bring me your non-cuber friends and we will have fun. If you want to, and if they want to. But just remember, there's very few ways to make a mistake with this method. One of the ways to make a mistake with this method is to look at pieces that you were ignoring. Okay, so when you're working on the corner pieces, you're only looking at corner pieces. Don't get distracted by the centers or the edges. When you're working with edges, you use the corners as your guideline of where those edges go. So but we're totally ignoring the centers. So on a 2x2, like I said, you can't move the centers. There's no star part to worry about. So sorry I took up most of the time today finishing up the question from yesterday, but it's fun when it works, and it's great when you understand the assignment. So, like I finally do. So anyway, go be nice to yourself, drink lots of water, go play in the sunshine, be happy because you deserve it, and why not? I will be back here tomorrow. Appreciate you guys. Bye.